We're all gonna die if you don't tell us what's happening here.
Kathy, you have to tell us. There's people in the woods dead. Kathy, we could be dead.
Ted, I'm a mother. I love you and Dolly. I love you and Dolly more than anything in this world. You know I wouldn't do something like this. Ted, you know. He wouldn't take me away from you, and he would never take you and Dolly away from me.
That's trash.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of That's Cool, That's Trash, the podcast where we watch a psychotronic movie online, then get together on Skype to break down the crazy. I'm Matt Howell.
And I'm Scott.
Thanks for joining us this time. We're watching a movie from 1982, and it's called
Bloodbeat.
Bloodbeat.
Bloodbeat. The word is on the street. Bloodbeat.
It just sounds like they just kind of went like, I don't know, Flashdance. So what's a horror version of that? Bloodbeat? Yeah, Bloodbeat.
Yeah.
So this is, it's an odd little number. I came across it in a guide I have called Bleeding Skull, which is also a web page. That's what it was first. And then they kind of compiled all of their movie reviews into a great book. I highly recommend any Psychotronic fan pick it up. The Bleeding Skull book. You can get it on Amazon or anywhere else. So I read it there, and
well, I'd just like to say that you highly recommend picking that up. However, they recommended Bloodbeat, so I have a problem with that.
Well, yeah. So we can talk about some issues with like, it's not just Bleeding Skull. I did some research, and this film has a little cult following, a fan base.
What?
And first of all, let's talk a little bit about, this came out in the early 80s, 82, I believe.
Sure.
It's in the slasher genre. It's
kind of,
but it's a weird supernatural slasher film, and it's got some very unlikely elements thrown together. Like it's set in Wisconsin in the early 80s, so there's lots of beards and deer hunting.
Yeah.
But there's also samurai ghosts and possession
and don't forget the masturbation.
Well, was it?
Wasn't that what the girlfriend was doing for a long time?
Well, both I checked. Both hands were above the covers, so I was led to believe that she was being violated. But we're getting ahead of ourselves.
Okay, so that's interesting. That's interesting because my wife said she's going to town more than she's doing it better than when I have sex, and I said you're having sex with me. And you're saying a person who's fake masturbating to a samurai ghost movie is better. Okay, and so I couldn't help but take slight offense.
Okay. So my point I want to make originally is that this is one of those films that when you put it on paper, like the review I read, or when you describe it to someone, at least the basic elements, there's a lot more going on. It sounds a lot better to me than it is in execution. Here
it is. It sounds. You can describe this in the most obtuse way possible. Like here, I'm going to describe it. Is like there's a woman. It's Wisconsin. Samurai.
Christmas.
Christmas goose. Yes. Masturbation, and that's more. That is music like. Classical music pulled from the public domain, I think, and that's more coherent than the actual movie.
Yeah, that's the problem. I mean, from what I read, I was expecting a little more lurid kind of stuff. Like, it was suggested that the samurai spirit was raping like an incubus and then possessing a character. And then you have the slasher elements, and
yeah, no,
this just didn't gel for me.
It is.
But before we get ahead of ourselves, let's do in a word.
Oh, okay. This is funny because I would have to say, I was actually going to say it didn't deserve a word. I was going to give it a letter. I was going to go with the letter Y, but I'm going to go ahead.
That could be a word.
Yeah, it could be a word. Y could be a word, but I'm going to go with obtuse.
That's a great word for this.
Thank you.
I'm going to say fuzzy.
That is also a great word. I also, the other one I was tackling, that was pulsating.
Yeah, there's some, yeah.
The way I don't know what's going on with the video because it's not an effect.
Thank you for bringing that up. Okay, let me just say something. If you have watched this on the YouTube video, which is normally how people who watch our stuff watch things, there is a setting. YouTube uploaders, please take note. There is a setting when you upload a video that is a radio, button that says stabilizer. Please uncheck stabilizer when you're uploading a movie, because what you're telling the software is that this is the Blair Witch Project on accident, and it's trying to fix the image the entire time. And it was making me fucking sick.
Yep.
So I ended up, Scott, I watched this on YouTube the first time, and then I downloaded a much better copy of it and watched it, and it's much more enjoyable without the stabilization, but it's still
dreck.
Yeah.
It actually, for those out there I don't know if there's anyone out here who's listening who enjoys this show who doesn't know what acid's like, but if you don't, that's what this movie is like. It's very, because the weird pulsating, like I can't quite focus on anything. It's a really bad quality on YouTube.
If you're a well-versed pirate in the internet seas, you're going to know where to find something like this. There's certain private torrent groups like Cinemageddon, which is it's like it's heaven for Psychotronic fans. You can easily find a copy of this that's much more watchable. The YouTube one, to me, was hard to get through, despite it has nothing to do with the film. The digitization was just bizarre. And
the digitization is bizarre, but even if it's not bizarre, I don't know if it's easier to get through.
Yeah. Okay, so we've got obtuse and fuzzy.
I think that's perfectly. I think those are actually perfectly sums up this movie.
So let's do an experiment. Here's what I think happened. I think someone wanted to make a slasher horror movie because the genre became popular in the late 70s after the Jason films, whatever.
Right.
And Halloween. And I think someone wanted to make one of these films, and I think that they somehow knew someone in the theater community who had access to a samurai suit. And I think they also knew someone who
Sorry, I'm the samurai suit. I'm sorry, because the alternate title for this movie should have been The Samurai Wore Converse.
Really?
Yes, he does have Converse on.
I did not notice that.
Oh yes, it's towards the end of the movie. You get a good look at his feet, and he clearly has Converse on. It's awesome. That was actually because my wife watched it, and she watched bits and pieces in literally this movie's. I took over the TV with our DLNA access from my phone and just took it over and made her watch it. And I just skipped through the movie to see if she could decipher it. And her probably 15 minutes of randomness through the movie, she understood more of what was going on than I did watching it fully through twice.
She might have benefited from watching it in snippets.
She may really have.
Because it felt to me that there's that amateurish, what they call like mumblecore now, like that naturalist acting where it was
like a Jim Jarmusch film.
Yeah, where it's like, we're not scripting anything. You and your sister are playing Monopoly. Go. Like there's a bunch of scenes like that where it's like, God. So I'm going to try and boil this down into a sentence and tell me if I'm completely off, because I probably am.
Probably not.
There's a family in Wisconsin. The mother is a sensitive artist. I mean sensitive.
She's a Shelley Long type, as I like to say.
Shelley Duvall.
Shelley Duvall, excuse me. Yeah. She's like, oh, is that the chick from Popeye?
Yeah, Shelley.
I said no.
She's Shelley Duvall's less endowed sister. I don't know what she is, but anyway, she's a sensitive artist.
So wait, if you're gonna be less endowed than Shelley Duvall, is it like concave?
Concaved, yes.
Okay, that's accurate.
Okay, so she's this artist type. out in the rural Wisconsin area. She has I don't know what happened to the husband, but she has a boyfriend now. She has 2 adult kids that are in college. They come home to visit, and the son brings a girlfriend named Sarah. All hell breaks loose. At this point, a samurai in the first person point of view starts stalking people and slashing them, while the mom is spooky and has visions and paints weird things. I don't know what else to say about this movie. I honestly don't. I don't know. There's sex.
There's sort of, yeah.
Sex-ish things. I don't.
Furious masturbating, but I'm not entirely sure. That's what I thought was going on, but you seem to think that it was some sort of samurai possession sex or something.
That's what I've read online. I don't know. So
I just thought she was going to town on herself.
Okay, but I saw both hands were on top of the covers. That's all I'm going to say. From what I noticed, like I made a point of saying,
well, she's good.
Is she okay?
She's just really good at it.
Yeah, that might be the case actually. So can we hear when I think it's Ted, the son, introduces his new girlfriend to his mom, because it's like kind of how my first serious girlfriend was when she met my mom.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she's in the house.
Not anymore. Mom! Hi, baby!
Huh?
Hi! Hi! Oh, I missed you.
I'd like you to meet Sarah, Mom.
Sarah, you're welcome here.
Sarah,
That went well.
you're welcome here.
Yeah, that went surprisingly well.
Yeah, it did.
I think that is much better than most people's when they meet their a child's first girlfriend.
Yeah.
Sarah, you're welcome here.
So I like the fact that this started off with a deer hunting scene, and then the mom's boyfriend comes home with the deer and tells the story of how he saw the deer and killed it, and then the kids show up, his virtual stepkids, whatever, and he tells them the story. And I was like, oh my god, this movie's starting with 2 hunting stories.
Yeah.
I grew up in a smaller town with Scott, and I had hunters in my family, and I can tell you the last thing I fucking want to hear in a movie is about somebody hunting something and killing it.
Well, yeah, totally. But every good movie should start off with at least 2 hunting stories.
Yeah, but this felt like it was like 5.
Yeah. It was like I was there.
Right.
And I didn't care. It's like when anyone tells me a hunting story.
Exactly. It's like the same thing as like when someone tells you about a dream, and you're like, am I in this dream at any point? No? I don't give a shit.
Yep.
Same thing with photographs. Hey, look at these pictures. Am I in any of them? I'm not even self-obsessed, but I can't even muster up that I don't care.
Nope.
I don't want to see your pictures.
Yep. This isn't adding anything to anything.
So this is kind of Wisconsin beardcore in the beginning. Very huntery.
Yep.
The stepdad, or whatever he is, the boyfriend is gutting the deer when the kids show up.
Yeah, there's a lot of dysfunctional sort of shit between the mom and the stepdad, or whatever he is.
Yeah.
Ted.
Can we hear a little of his dramatic turn?
Please.
So the mom is being weird towards Sarah, and she goes into her studio and starts painting furiously and being weird, and we get to hear a little bit of his confrontation, because he's just about had enough.
Tell me, what's going on?
I can't tell you. I can't.
Damn it, Kathy, will you wake up? What do you think I am anyway? Some kind of a piece of plastic that you can just push around and then dispose of me when I'm all finished? Oh, I know that you're very bright, and you're very talented, and you're very full of visions. But I'm not, Kathy. I'm just a simple man. I need some attention, and I need some affection. All right, you don't want to marry me? That's fine. That's fine. But don't you treat me like some kind of a damn dog waiting for a bone, okay?
Gary, don't talk like that. You don't understand.
Understand? What am I supposed to understand anyway? For the last 4 or 5 months, I've done everything I can for you. everything I can. But it's your paints and your brushes and your damn visions. Well, I'm fed up with it. That's right, even the good old boys get fed up. If you got the message, sweetheart, have a nice night, okay?
I'd just like to say that I think everyone who's in a relationship has had that conversation. No, seriously, he just needs. Let's give him a handy at least. Come on.
Yeah. So he's
This
lonely.
is a sex fight.
So that was his big turn. That was his that to me, when it's like the film's all unscripted mumblecore, and then you get this scene, it just feels like he's a community theater. Like he's the lead in most of the community theater stuff in this town.
Yeah. I would like to see some of their work. I'm sure I'm sure it exists.
Right. Yeah. So this felt kind of weird to me in the sense that like it starts off and they do this weird tie between Sarah, the visiting girlfriend's sexuality and orgasms, and
Yes.
murdering of people by a samurai.
For no reason.
And that seems to.
Here's the other thing. Here's the other thing that my wife noted in the brief period that she watched the movie was the thematic color scheme, which I didn't really pick up on. But did you notice that it was all red and black?
Oh yeah, all the paintings.
But not just that, but the people who, when there was ever a murder, they were wearing red and black.
Oh, I didn't notice that with the victims.
All the victims were wearing red.
Oh, they were. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, and I didn't pick up on that. She was like picking up on stuff.
You're fired. Shannon's my new guest. Shannon's new co-host.
That's fair. She actually I think that we're too close to this at this point.
I don't know how close I was. So I watched this. I had like a wife transforming experience, Scott, since I've seen you last.
I'm listening.
So before I saw this the first time, I had tickets to see a screening of 2001: A Space Odyssey in its original 70 millimeter
print.
print.
Oh my god! In the widescreen, the triple wide.
Yeah, and they restored these speakers to make the sound right. Like they had the overture that started before the film started. They had the intermission just like it was intended, and then a second overture before the second half of the film starts. And I have to tell you, I started off school at U of O as a film student, and so.
Right.
I read a lot about this film and I'd never seen it, and I told myself I'm not seeing it until I see it properly on the big screen.
Oh, really?
And I've been waiting.
You hadn't seen it?
No. So I saw.
Amazing.
So I saw this movie, Bloodbeat, knowing that I was going to go see that in a couple days, and then I went and saw it, and it was transcendent, and then I had to watch this again a second time.
Ouch.
So I don't know if I'm not giving this, if I'm giving this short shrift.
No.
Or not, but my patience with it wore out pretty quickly.
No, you're not. It has nothing to do with seeing 2001. But I think you can actually make a connection, because one thing that 2001 had, and that this movie also has, is
copious amounts of classical music.
Copious amount, exactly. This is like public domain.
Well, I don't know. I don't know about that, because the thing with public domain is that the music itself, the sheet music, the compositions are in the public domain.
Now think about it.
But the performance of them
right.
the recordings are not. So
but
I feel like not only did the director know someone in the local theater community who had a samurai suit, I think they also knew someone in the community who was like the head of the whatever the hell Wisconsin's biggest city is, Philharmonic.
Right, I don't believe that.
It's like I'll let you use these recordings we did of like practice of us just playing these classical songs.
That was because that was the thing I was listening, and I was wondering about that, because I'm like, these are it's relatively, it's the music obviously is public domain because it's classical music, and but the record, that was where I was like, where did they get are they just assuming that we're going to play this classical record and use it as the music, because who's going to actually identify this and sue us?
Yeah, they might have, but yeah. At any rate,
that was my guess, because there is the possibility that if they didn't, then bravo. I mean, there's a lot of fairly well-known classical pieces that you've heard in something else or have just heard.
Yeah, I mean, like
that are used throughout the movie, and it's kind of incessantly like droning throughout the movie.
Oh yeah, it's oppressive.
It's oppressive.
It's oppressively classical. The score, and the film climaxes with the famous piece from what is it, Carmina Burana or whatever that like that thing, like that sort of like they went all out.
They did, except for actually when it climaxes, it turns into sort of jazzy sort of sound where it's like it's actually it's not the classical music. It's actually quite low rent compared to the rest of the music in the movie, which is because I wouldn't have picked up on that because I was so not keyed into this. But my wife, having only kind of semi-watching it, says, "Oh, it turned into shitty jazz."
Okay.
Because the sound quality.
The sound quality totally dipped for that piece.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was blaring in all the other pieces.
Yeah, and it seems like then it was like they were using the music like real classical music orchestra, and then at the end it's like.
Yes, I would totally agree with that.
Yeah, I can't quite figure out what the hell they were like. At this point they needed to actually modify whatever they were using. And It was crap quality and quite shoddy.
Okay.
But
so
anyway.
A bunch of local yokels start getting knocked off, which in the beginning coincides with Sarah either being pleasured invisibly or pleasuring herself. That's up for debate. And then it evolves to the actual... she finds a samurai helmet and sword in a chest that the family doesn't know about and they don't see. I think they're trying to do some kind of Roman Polanski kind of like, is this all in Sarah's head? Is she actually ill, or is she a medium who is channeling this spirit? Like she says she cuts her finger on a samurai sword she finds, and there's no cut and there's no sword. So it was ambiguous to the point of being irritating.
Yeah.
And so, Scott, I have some questions. Are you ready for the tough? Are you ready for the tough questions?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Well, as ready as I possibly can be, having watched this movie twice.
Why do we repeatedly see pictures of the mom as a little girl?
Yes.
And why does she flash back to her youth as if there was some traumatic event that I didn't decode or didn't quite pick up on? What's going on?
Well, I don't know. This is what my wife saw after watching 15 minutes of snippets. And I think she probably is more keyed into whatever was going on than I possibly could be actually watching the whole movie. Was that the flashbacks was some sort of like Shining sort of thing going on where she was getting her psychic powers for some reason.
Okay.
And keying into some event that had to do with World War II.
Okay, so I get that because there's stock footage from World War II and in the Japan,
Right. So this is sort of, and she's like, this is some sort of commentary on the inhumanity and of the Japanese suffered, and they were taking out on the middle class America. I don't really know.
I love your wife. So my question is, and I totally there's a point in the end when the mom. We're gonna jump around now, right? It doesn't matter.
Oh yeah, it doesn't matter.
So the mom confronts. It all kind of comes to a head, and the mom confronts the samurai, which has a very weird insecty Decepticon voice, and then she has these. Like she's saying, talking to you're my old enemy, or it's you again, or some type of stuff like that. And then there's these cuts to stock footage from World War II. Mm-hmm. My question is, what does World War II Japan and samurai era Japan, what do those have to do with one another?
I can only imagine that this is the filmmaker, the director, reaching to make some sort of commentary about something Social mores?
Oh, I love social mores.
Schadenfreude?
Schadenfreude. So, but my
No,
other,
it doesn't mean anything. I just like the kitty.
my main problem, my other
That
main
was a
issue,
Seinfeld reference.
my other my other main issue with this is that when this confrontation happens between the samurai and the mom, there's a whole dialogue going on that you can't understand.
You cannot. No, actually, Shannon's like, rewind. What did they say? I'm like, I don't know. And she's like, no, what did they say? Yeah, I rewound it. I rewound it 3 times to try to figure out what the hell they were saying. No freaking clue.
Okay.
I actually think that was that would have like tied the whole thing together. That would have
been the dude's rug.
Yep, that was the rug. And the room is not tied together now.
You know what? I actually have a clip that I did not include here, so let's move on while I do this in the background because I want to play a little bit of that confrontation.
Okay.
So tell me something else about this. Oh, you know, what do you think about the bickering couple? The married couple with the waterbed.
Well, actually, I pretty much focus on the waterbed. Thinking like, I deserved a waterbed. I know they're creepy, but I always wanted one.
I had one in high school.
Oh, you son of a bitch!
Yeah, they're not that great.
They're that great. They're that great. Except for I slept on one in a basement, and it was the only thing that kept me alive. Otherwise, I would have froze to death. And Frankenstein was going to murder me because I was in a basement, and there was a Frankenstein in the closet. So, not the Frankenstein, just a Frankenstein.
So let me see if this is the clip. I don't know if it is. I might be incorrect. Let's see.
It doesn't matter because whatever clip you play will make just as much sense.
So there's also a scene where the daughter confronts the mom, and this might be that one. I'm sorry if this is that.
Dolly, I didn't tell you could come in here. And I know what you're here for.
No, Mom, not this time. You made a mistake. No, stop it, stop it. Don't come into my mind. Don't try and come into my mind. Stop it. Stop it. I'm your daughter.
Dolly, you...
So then at that point, they just cut back and forth to them glaring at each other.
Yeah. This brings up a few interesting things to me. Brings up the 80s and that this sort of classical, like this exact sort of classical music is very 80s like centric. I can think of it as a lot of like weird commercials, but I also think of it as
Grey Poupon.
Grey Poupon, yes. I also think of it as tickling is a form of abuse. Stop coming in my mind. And so is she coming in her mind? I'm just going to leave that to the imagination. Because I was thinking there's a lot of masturbation in this, and this feels wrong. It's a form of abuse. So anyway, I digress.
So, at one point, I
got a real quick question about that scene.
Yeah.
Why is the mom trying to violate her daughter?
She's trying to control
something. Why? Because here's the thing: is like, okay, I'm going to skip forward here, and
isn't that the end, pretty much?
Pretty much, but you kind of get the feeling that the mom is the villain at this point.
Yes.
But then it's not. She's not the villain. The samurai is not the mom, which is what you kind of think, like she somehow has control of the samurai or something. And then, no.
Okay, this leads into my question, which is, at one point she walks into the room and it looks like the son's girlfriend is wearing like kabuki makeup
Yes.
and putting the
Yes.
helmet on. But
Right.
then the samurai's out doing like there's predator vision where everything's like solarized.
Yep.
And they attack the samurai and it collapses and they carry a body back, but there's no body and the girlfriend is in the house. So what the hell was going on? Who was psychically animating this goddamn suit of armor?
Well, exactly. Who? Yes. I think that we need to go back and watch this movie.
No.
Excuse me. Okay.
I'm not watching this again.
But I think that if we will look at the shoes, we'll figure out the
was-
samurai who's wearing Converse.
Okay,
And then we'll know who's controlling the samurai.
I found that clip. So here's a little bit of how the samurai sounds. Are you ready for this?
I as ready as I can be.
Good.
Yes, sister. Do you remember me?
Son, it is you. Sarah, would you prefer dying this time? You chose hell. Your beauty. Your youth. I chose to go old. To keep my power of good. I know what you want, but you can't destroy me.
So that's the point where, as we just discussed, she enters the room and sees what appears to be Sarah, the girlfriend, putting the helmet on, and then you hear the weird interaction, and then also, as we previously discussed, she can't understand a word of the exchange, where they're saying, "You chose hell." What the fuck is going on?
I don't know.
All right.
It's some sort of a some sort of commentary on social mores.
If you keep saying it, it'll come true.
Schadenfreude. I just like the kitty. I don't know.
All right.
This is seriously like I've tried to figure out what the fuck it is. I've actually gone online to for those of you out there, when I say gone online, that's the internet. I've looked at it and nobody else seems to have any clue what the fuck is going on. It seems to be some sort of commentary on
Social mores.
social mores. Now, of World War II, some sort of like American guilt over Hiroshima or some shit. I'm not sure that's actually accurate. But I don't know that it's not accurate either, though, because it doesn't. If that's what they're trying to say, they're not actually doing it at all correctly. Because
all the characters, the oldest characters in this film, would all have been babies when that happened. Tops.
But there's this weird, like intercutting, like weird, like just like flashes of like
Bombing.
Bombing of Hiroshima, right?
Yeah.
But so some sort of like revenge thing. I don't.
But what? Okay, yeah. So yeah, I guess what I don't get is like that plus like the childhood thing. Like it's like some lame Twin Peaks. Like you visited me as a child and I didn't know who you were, and now I know who you are, and I'm blah blah blah. Fuck you. I don't know.
Right. Yeah, because at this point the samurai in that scene kills the psychic mom, who you assume is like the
Energy
poltergeist.
source or
Who is the right. So she gets killed, and then the brother and the sister come and do
shoot
it's-
lasers out of their hands.
Yeah, they do some weird incestuous sort of like finger thing where like they tickle one another's palm, where you try to make someone uncomfortable, and they do that handshake where you rub your finger. Yeah, that's what they're doing. They're masturbating their hands together and creating a energy that kills the samurai.
Oh, I'm getting it now. Okay, so it's all
It's all
about the O.
It's all about the O.
Can I play a clip of my favorite characters?
Please.
So at the point where
I would like to say that seems kind of like impossible that there's favorite characters, but okay.
There are.
Okay.
So the point in the middle of the film, there's just yokels getting knocked off because you need to have a body count for a slasher film, which this was trying to be, but also be something else. But anyway, there's a guy who is a deer hunter, and he has a cold.
John Voight.
But he wants to go back and
Willem Dafoe.
He wants to go hunting anyway, and he has a wife, and she's saying he shouldn't go out hunting, and this other guy got murdered out in the woods anyway. But I love this fighting couple with a waterbed. Did you not love them? Like they were like to me the highlight of the film.
Yeah,
like
I agree.
The one piece of like shattered fucking ship to hold on to in this movie. All right.
Let's hear this.
How come you're not in bed yet? You should be taking that medicine, and I'm planning to go hunting tomorrow.
I don't care. Looks like it's to be a crappy day tomorrow anyway.
Crappy day or not. I don't want to be left running this farm alone when you're shot by one of those maniacs.
It was an accident. Gary told you so. That kind of thing happens all the time.
Now, don't you
fine.
don't you love that? It's like your wife saying, "You know what? You really shouldn't go out hunting. It's dangerous out there." It's like, "Oh, that guy? No. He got killed by accident. That happens all the time.
All the time. It's fine.
Oh, okay. Then have a good weekend."
Totally fine. Gary, that happens all the time.
Yeah, so they're like the
lose head off.
The Bickersons or what are they called? Like
Yeah.
All right.
And scene.
Do you have anything else to say about this?
God, no.
I like the way that the samurai glowed blue.
I did too. I liked his Converse.
And I liked when the laser things happen, even though they make no sense to me.
And I like the masturbation.
And Scott liked the. I don't think it's masturbation. I think it's a violation.
I think it's masturbation. I think
she's
She is going to town.
Okay.
To town.
So what ties are there between sexuality and death, and white guilt for Hiroshima and Nagasaki or whatever?
I don't know. I don't have any.
But I mean, you're suggesting that, right? I mean,
I'm not suggesting that.
You're saying
movie,
she masturbates when she climaxes. Somebody dies because of the samurai spirit. So what is the linkage?
I don't think they thought that through enough.
Oh.
I think that was. I think there was some sort of linkage there, but I don't think that the people who made this movie thought that through. What the hell that actually meant to anything?
Wouldn't that be cool though if they did?
Yeah, it probably would be. No, actually, it probably wouldn't be.
You're right.
Either way, I think that they were trying to make some sort of link of white person guilt, but I don't really know. I can only assume that the filmmaker was in an internment camp or something. I don't know.
Okay.
That would explain a lot.
Yeah,
because nothing else does.
Actually, it would. So, let's move on to Final Judgment then.
I'm very fine with that.
So, just so you know, this is, like I said earlier in the show at the beginning, this is beloved by certain camps. People who like gonzo weird movies, they hold this in high regard.
I don't agree with that.
So just
okay.
I'm curious. Right. I'm curious to hear your take on it.
Oh wow! My take on this is that this is trash. I don't even have to go into an explanation other than that I watched it, and this is trash. I cannot recommend this in any sort of tangible way, other than that you like. It's like if you like Schadenfreude.
Schadenfreude.
Okay, whatever, however you pronounce it. But it's just you have to be searching for like the bottom of terribleness, and like just be glutton for punishment to enjoy this. And I am, but I did not. If that makes sense.
Sure. So it's a resounding trash.
It's a resounding trash, which is the most definitive thing you're going to ever find out about this movie.
So for me, it's definitely trash. I would never recommend anybody watch this unless I was saying, please tell me what it means. And that would just be like throwing them under the bus, I think.
Right. Like you knew somebody who's like, I can tell you, I get it. I'm so smart and brilliant. I can tell you what anything means.
I can tell you all about Inception.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Tell me about Bloodbeat, motherfucker.
Yeah.
No,
I got you.
So for me, like, again, to go back to my beginning comments, like, this is better on paper than it is in execution. When you say samurai ghosts, sexual possession, Wisconsin Christmas, like, it seems like it's going to be so much better or weirder,
here's the thing
wilder.
is like, and see, when you tell me that, I go, this is going to be terrible. But nothing could prepare me for how terrible it actually is.
But it's not terrible. Like, to me, terrible is boarding house.
Absolutely.
Or things that we discussed things with my neighbor Justin.
Yes, right.
Like, this is the anti-things. Like, things to me, like I remember talking to you while I was watching it, like, through chat stuff. Like, I don't know what to choose for samples because every goddamn line is sampleable.
Yeah.
I couldn't barely find anything to play in this.
No, it's almost like you're not watching it when you watch it.
It's like it's in the corner of your eye.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's like it's in the corner of your eye. It's true though, because my wife, who watched literally just snippets of it, intrinsically knew more about it than I did watching it.
Maybe she's a sensitive.
No. It's just that boring that you and that bad that you need to not watch it to actually watch it.
There you go.
Well,
you have strong feelings.
I do.
I expect a hell of an antidote.
I'm gonna have to say Megaforce.
You can't recommend that because we're gonna put that on the program. It's got to be something not on the horizon.
Okay. I was thinking, and I didn't come up with a good answer. Do you have one?
I don't offhand, no.
Okay. Because I have a couple of God. I'm sorry. I feel like we need to pause it here for a second because I actually have one, but I can't find it and I can't remember the name of it.
Yeah, it's not that kind of show.
It ain't that kind of show. So let's just say I recommend Katy Perry. That makes as much sense as anything in this movie.
So I'm not okay. That's your recommendation. I'm not a huge fan of the slasher genre. This comes up a lot. Unfortunately, there's a glut of slasher films in the psychotronic genre, so they come up sometimes. I try and program them every once in a while when I think they're going to be worthwhile. This one sounded weird enough to transcend the trapping of the genre, but it didn't really to me, or at least it tried and it failed miserably. So I would say go out and watch any of the other slasher movies. Like, look up Bloodbeat on YouTube, and then on the right-hand column, there's going to be recommended films for you. Watch any of them. One of them is called The Forest.
Actually, that's funny. That's actually one I was actually.
I knew you were gonna. I thought you were gonna say The Forest. Actually, The Forest is entertaining. There's also another one called Funhouse is great.
Yeah, that's actually kind of, yeah.
And Don't Go in the Woods ... alone which is from 1982.
Oh yeah. And also here's the one that I was actually. This was the one I was trying to remember because it came up only because it kept suggesting it to me as I was trying to type in Bloodbeat because my search engine's stupid. Blood Beach, which has nothing to do with it, but it almost sounds the same.
Blood Beach has John Saxon in it, and it's awesome.
It is awesome, actually. It's a great movie.
Blood
It is
Beach.
free on YouTube.
That's the
Blood
official
Beach.
antidote, Blood Beach.
Okay, Blood Beach. That movie actually scarred me as a child. I did not see the whole thing. Somebody getting sucked down to the sand.
Yeah,
I grew up on the coast, and I was like, I am not going to dig in the coast in the beach. And it actually kind of fucked me up.
Yeah, watch Blood Beach.
Blood Beach.
Okay, so Scott picked our next movie. I'm going to let him kind of hype it up a little bit before we play a snippet from it.
Is this Lucky 7?
It is.
So think of bunch of Chinese kids kicking ass. Booyah.
I'm getting a happy place.
That's all you need. That's all you need. It's I don't even know how it came about. I just randomly found it. It's weird. It's got kung fu and terrible dubbing, and it's children beating up people.
Sounds awesome. Here's a little taste of that.
Stop it, you're fresh.
Look, kid, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean it either.
That's just not good enough. Penny.
Boss.
Dummy.
Yes, sir.
I'll do it myself.
He'll find it.
Hey!
What is weird is that you kids are alive and skating.
Yeah. Scott, skating. You should be in the army.
Please join us in another week for The Lucky 7. And thank you for listening. For That's Cool, That's Trash, I'm Matt Howell.
I'm Scott.
And you folks out there, stay trashy.
That's cool. La 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 la. That's trash. La 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 la. That's cool. La 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 la. That's trash.
That's trash.
It's garbage, folks.
What do you think I am anyway? Some kind of a piece of plastic that you can just push around and then dispose of me when I'm all finished?